Good morning, welcome to Pieces of Pat Paints. Ooh, I'm little. Hold on, let me get big. Whoa, too big. Okay, hi, welcome. This is me. I'm here. You're here. We're here. I mean, I don't know who's actually here. I turned off the little thing that tells me when there's people watching. So, I just kind of go. I actually think it's better. Like, I'm not so stressed out about it. I just look for the people that, like, the chats to pop up. So it's like, I get way less stressed about it. I decided I'm pretty good at painting, so I'm not really worried about getting on my shirt. So I did wear one of my new Christmas shirts. Super excited about this shirt. I really, really like it. We're working on getting a new microphone in. This one is definitely starting to fits out. We did like a test on it, and the test came back like it's just not picking up what it's supposed to be picking up. So we're going to be looking into getting a new microphone. I finally did figure out how to attach a wish list to this video. So anybody who wants to help out buy stuff, there's a bunch of little things on there, and I think I made it to where you can add stuff to it. So I mean, don't get crazy, y'all. I know how people can get with weird stuff. I like weird shit, but don't get too weird. Anyway, yeah, we're here. We're doing the thing. If you never watched what we do here on the live show, I just goof off and paint stuff, and eventually it gets done, and I make a short of it, and then we're getting where we're doing stuff behind the scenes now, which is fun. I'm starting to try to restabilize my life. I kind of had a this show is kind of like been my therapy. Yeah. So it's been fun. It's a lot of fun. I really dig this. I've always enjoyed painting things, and I like doing commissions for other people because I like sending them off to other people. I don't want to keep them. Is the weird thing. Like some of the stuff I keep, I have a cabinet full of stuff that we play with, but like a lot of this stuff, I don't want to keep it. I have no need. I don't have any need for it. So I like painting it and then getting it over to somebody else. So commissions is the way to go with that, and so that's what we're doing. This piece right here is a commission. Big shout out, big thank you to Mr. Michael Gold. So he's the one who funds all of this Elden Ring stuff. This is his madness, which is great. I dig it. I tried playing a little of the game. It probably would have been a whole lot more fun when I was younger. That's just kind of it's just a little too aggressive for me nowadays. I like the most aggressive I get nowadays is racing games. I do love a good race, and that's because I don't particularly want to race my actual car. That sounds expensive. So anywho, we got all that going for us, which is nice. Try to keep everything kind of together here. Ooh, got a lot to figure out. All right, so we are painting this here. Chica's fire. And one of the things to really remember about trying to get fire to look right is making that the highlights really have to stand out. Now, how you do that, there's lots of different ways, and I talked about this yesterday. Yesterday was such a cluster because I forgot to do all this stuff. Hey, good Friday, Sir McBeardsly. So anyway, I was talking about this yesterday, but I don't know how much of it got through because of the wonkiness of the way we did it. But the key to fire is, I am doing better today. I can see better. I think I was sick. Anyway, the trick is to make sure you're accentuating the highlights. You want them to be pretty vibrant. When you think about a candle or things that make flame, you have to kind of think about where's the most lit up part of the flame versus the least lit up part of the flame. And you also have to you have to leave some parts dark. You can't make the whole thing bright, or else it won't come out right, and your flames won't look quite right. We'll yellow this one down probably a little bit more again. But again, you're just trying to slowly level up all the edges. And it takes a super steady hand to do this. Luckily, that's a pretty big sweep on the outside there. Real gentle. Pay real close attention to where the edge of that brush is. You also kind of pay attention to how much paint is on your brush when you're doing this, how damp your brush is. There's lots of controls you have to worry about when you're trying to make something like this work. And you don't want it to look just like ketchup and mustard stains. Big shout out to Francois. It's crazy, like yesterday, like, I don't know, I didn't really drink anything for Christmas. So like, because like we were at my in-laws house, my sister's house, and my brother-in-law's house, you know what I mean, and really my brother-in-law's house. But anyway, they don't drink, so there's no alcohol there. You know, so I didn't drink for Christmas. I guess it was just, I don't know, maybe it's too much salt or something. Maybe it's too much, I don't know. Too much sugar. Probably too much sugar. Getting too old. I gotta watch how much sugar I eat. It really messes me up. That sugar will kick your butt, man. Oh. Man, I never really got to watch it. Like it you know, it wasn't even like I ate a whole bunch of it. Really, it was just too much for me now, I guess. I'm definitely not 30 something anymore, or even 20 something, or anything like that. Cruising on up there. First start is knowing you've got a problem, right? Knowing there's, oh, hey, wait a minute, I gotta slow down. That's where the startup is. You gotta start with knowing. Alright. This little fire piece down here is a little weird looking. Not sure what they were going for here. Fire has a particular way it likes to move, so when it's not, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It looks more like lightning, less like fire. You try to read the model the best you can. Honestly. And then sometimes you just got to put it in some interpretation. I think that's part of what, like, looking into these characters has really helped out. Like, looking into how the world works and what it does and asking questions has really paid off, because now I've got, like, a better understanding of kind of how this goes on. She's casting a spell, so it's not like she's actually lighting on fire. There's fire around her and coming off of her. And so she is kind of on fire, but she isn't kind of on fire. It's... anyway. Because, like, fire would normally react like this in particular. So you can do a little bit of playing around with it. Alright. You don't have to be quite as tight coming over with the yellow, but you don't want to, like, just glob the yellow on there either. We'll probably come through this a couple times to kind of work it out. Yeah, in the cutscene, the flame in the great furnace is lit, and she takes the flame and casts it upon the Erd tree. Looks like the engulfer, but doesn't actually. She doesn't actually have it. Okay, yeah, because she's not really there. Right. It's very interesting. but it's gonna take a while. And our dry brush definitely isn't going to fit into all of this. So we're definitely going to need to do most of this by hand. Looks like we might even have to add a few bits here and there. And just try to pick up where the model kind of is raised in those areas. Gotta be careful where I put my thumb. I'll wear off all my stuff. That would not be fun at all. She's a spirit because she's lost her body from having a vision of flame, which she assumed she had a dream or a premonition, or which you assumed she had a dream or premonition that caused her material body to be engulfed in sacred flame. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. This is just coming right back over that titanium white with our, this is the cadmium medium hue. We may even go, I have another couple yellows we can go up to if we feel like we have to. Let's see, that's a medium. I don't like a lemon. The lemon is weird. So like, I don't know. Lemon looks more like a neon green or like a yellow green color. I don't know. When you see it in real life, versus the camera doesn't quite pick up the green that's in it, but there's like a slight green in it. And I don't know that I like it for fire. I think I'd almost rather go with white, or even take like whiten up cadmium just a little bit. And then, you know, of course, there's a million products out there. So if you've got a yellow that or a set of yellows and oranges and reds that you like to use to make fire, then use those for sure. One thing I always try to tell people that ask me about painting is you got to paint the way you like to paint. You paint with the stuff you like using to paint. A lot of the guys I paint with, they kind of look at my stuff and they're like, "You're insane." And I'm like, "Well, yes." But I learned how to paint differently. Like the way I learned how to paint isn't the way most people learned how to paint things when it comes into the miniatures. Which is good and bad, honestly. And now we're in here testing up some color work and stuff like that, seeing how this looks. Which I think that's really starting to look great. It's pretty bright. Now what we might end up doing, we're starting to kind of see where these flames are exactly is we might kind of start bringing some of that brown back. Just kind of a little stippling of it. Tone down some of this extra. We got maybe a little too far ahead of ourselves with the flame look. Everything's kind of glowing because of the herb tree. But we want to tighten this up just a touch. Maybe not like full on painted over, because we don't necessarily need that, but what we might need is just a little bit of some breakup of the glow. And that's going to help kind of tone a lot of that down, and it'll help give it more of a crackly look. It'll have more of a flickered look. You really kind of want to get your highlights on so you can really kind of see where you want to go before you do anything like that. Because you don't know. Sometimes you look at it and you're like, oh, I should have done this instead of that. And that's why I kind of like, I do my tones up first, and then I'll come in and start doing my details, and then come back and finish out my undertones. I think I said several times yesterday it's a process, but again, yesterday kind of got weird. I don't know what happened. I finally got on, and then I looked over and I was no longer on, and I was like, what has happened here? I don't know. I don't know how sugar could have caused that, but I'm willing to go ahead and say maybe it was. Why not? It was such a weird moment. I was like, well, okay, we're not on the air anymore. Yeah, I read up on like as I get through characters, I kind of get little bits of the lore. It's been a fun uh it's been a fun little drop into a different kind of situation, you know. Yeah, lore that I'm unfamiliar with, and I kind of like the trickle of it. It's kind of like I learn more lore as I meet each character. Everything I do learn about it, it's been very interesting. Goodness sakes. Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. Maybe I am getting sick. That sucks. Just kind of keep looking for those ridges on the model because there's a whole bunch of them on this particular one if you're painting this. It's really nice. Bits of work, and I'm sure whatever was up with the flames was probably me. I probably downloaded it wrong, or I did something. I was thinking about that yesterday because I was like, I finally got them all printed out, and I was looking at all these files. I'm like, well, I have everything, but why doesn't everything? Why doesn't it fit where it's supposed to go according to what my files say? And I'm like, I kept thinking about it. I was like, man, I think I messed up these files somewhere, or I got it wrong somehow. This fire pattern is super interesting. It doesn't particularly work like other fire patterns. But it kind of gives you the idea of the fire. It's like right here, there needs to be a little bit more flames just to keep up with this. Because some of it doesn't match the rest of the cloak. Like, some of the fire just doesn't match the rest of the fire. Like, okay, well, you gotta make it look right. Or you gotta make it even, at least slightly. I don't know. I think sculpting that stuff's probably not very easy, even in a 3D render. I mean, I know sculpting fire in real life is like, oh. That ain't easy. So you kind of gotta respect anybody who can do it, in general. But I feel like adding a few of them here and there is a good idea. Definitely not talking trash. I really like Nom Nom. This is another one. I think we've had 3 of these, and they've all been good. Maybe 4. And they've all been good figures. And they've all definitely had some little thing that they, you know, this is definitely somewhere where I would kind of phone it into, kind of like, okay, we're just gonna drop a little bit of stuff on there, and we're gonna focus on these. I mean, honestly, they could have just left the cloak jagged at the bottom. They didn't even have to put anything in there. Most people could have just painted it. I mean, you could have just painted it in anyway. I will say, if there's any place we're probably going to come back and do that stippling of that raw umber back in, it'll be here on this bottom. We'll be doing a lot of it down here, I think, just to kind of get it to set up right. It's almost like there's a section here where it looks like fire has burned through part of the fabric into another part of the fabric, but I think it's just showing the layers of the print, maybe? Maybe it's just the fabric itself. I don't know, it's interesting. It's an interesting little spot right here. And this is off the new printer, and it's solid, so it's definitely on the sculpt. I was looking at it, I was like, is that the printer? I was like, no, it's not the printer. Let me get rest for a second. Just got some stuff to work on the inside of that with. 4. And this final little bit really helps us kind of get a chance to break up some of that. Oh, or maybe it got a little too solid. And you'll know how much is enough and how much isn't. Maybe you won't. Maybe just put too much on there and then you'll have to redo it. That's okay too. My youngest son has now awakened. He's having a bit of a sinus issue, and he's hacking up like crazy right there, talking about how he's all right. I'm okay. I'm gonna hack this stuff up. Sounds just like me. I still haven't left Christmas mentally. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. Goodness. I think I really am getting sick. I got a lot of snot coming down the throat. Lots of coughing going on. It's not fun. Not this one over here. All right. Means was this one. Okay, we're definitely going to put that one on. Yeah, there's all my kids are getting up. They're all definitely hacking. One of them probably dragged in some sort of small sniffle or something. Who knows? Or it's all the dust. You know, you stir up a lot of dust during Christmas. Kind of think I may need to do all of these ones in the on the cape cloak before we start adding the bigger flames to it. As much as I'd kind of like to keep going all the way around and just kind of adding it. I really, in case we drop it or anything like that, I think it's better to kind of keep working at it while we have a hold of it like this. The oldest one is up. That's crazy. Yeah, we definitely need to add something in there. Doing a big dinner at your dad's on Sunday. Glazed carrots, pork loin, mash, mac and cheese. Nice. You better be doing your own recipes. I'd be embarrassed. Embarrassed if you didn't. Too much. My brush is too wet. All right. Goodness sakes. Okay, there we go. Ribbidoo. Debating making Dijon and cranberry sauce or jalapeno peach jam. I don't know. Kind of depends on what you're feeling, I guess. Could make both, and then people could have the option. Not that you're already making enough or anything. This one? Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna look good. Alright. We've done 56 minutes today, which is pretty good. Just gonna check pieces again. See, again, this is weird. This looks more like the way lightning works and less like the way flame works. So it's like sometimes I don't know. With in the subject material is weird too. Like the way the flame comes off of her is strange in the game. So I'm not too worried about it. We're definitely cruising along, little bits of fire as we go. So. I'm big. I'm gonna push that over. Could just turn it off, but you know, a little bit of light's actually helpful for the camera and all that stuff. So we want to do that. Anyway, yeah. Good luck to you, Sir McBeardsly, with your pork loin. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Hopefully everybody else has a really great weekend. We're gonna have a good one. I think I've got one soccer game on Sunday for the indoor team, and then that's it. For the season, we'll be back in spring for that, so that'll be fun. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope everything you got everything you wanted for your holidays if you're into that sort of stuff. And I hope you gave a good time to people. I hope you were good to people out there, because that's what we're all about, being good to people and just trying to enjoy this life as best as possible. Because you never know. Anyway, hope you guys have a great one. We're gonna talk to you later. Bye.